Tanner Camp here on the Regional Radio Sports Network here for the 30th Annual RRSN IFD Northern Indiana Kickoff Classic Show here from Beef O'Brady's in Granger. And I'm joined with Mike Davidson, the head coach for the Mishawaka Marian Knights. And Coach, 10-4 record last year and 4-1, in the NIC East-West. And of course another trip all the way to semi-state, only to fall a little short to Brebeuf. But two great and incredible seasons for the last 2 years. What do you think has been the biggest thing about those teams that ultimately led to the success that you can also carry over into this 2022 season?
I think the one thing about extended runs, the young guys get that much more reps in October and November, whether it's practice reps or if they're lucky enough, some game reps as well. And so, I think the now current juniors and seniors over the last 2 years as sophomores and juniors have gotten essentially an extra season's worth of work. So on the field, that's one thing. I think what the last 2 seasons have spoken to them off the field is the work that they need to put in to be successful. We're never the biggest, we're never the strongest, we're no super team or anything along those lines. But we got to put in the work, we got to put in the preparation, and build ourselves to a point throughout the season where we're going to be ready to go in October and November.
Yeah, you lost a couple really impressive and key players, Greg Atkinson Jr. and then, of course, Stefano Sette, two really incredible players for that team. But one player that I know when I was doing my research that really jumped off the page was Bryce, the junior quarterback. Of course, that's where it all starts, arguably the most important position, not just in football, but maybe in all of sports. What is it about Bryce that you really like with his game right now and that you think he's going to improve on throughout the course of the season that's going to help the Knights over the regular season and eventually in the postseason?
I mean, his physical attributes are his physical attributes. He's got a good arm. He's got a good head on his shoulders, so he's a smart kid and can make adjustments. I think it's the two intangibles that jump off my mind are his leadership and helping out the guys around him, as well as just his work ethic on the field, in the offseason and everything else, so that when you got your quote-unquote star quarterback, returning starter coming back as one of those leaders, it's real easy for other guys to fall in line. So I'm really, really excited to have him back.
The one thing that I'm always impressed with this Mishawaka Marian team is the schedule that you guys play. And you just talked about it with Paul, but you open up with Mishawaka. Then after that, you travel to Culver Academies, and you play schools like Bremen, a good small school, New Prairie, South Bend Adams, and then, of course, Penn. And I think the schedules itself, I think some coaches, want to get easy wins, and some want to, try to strengthen their schedule. And I know that's something that you would like to do. What is it about when you or want to play a certain team that you decide to pick this school rather than maybe you decide to pick school A over school B?
Yeah, we haven't had too much of that over the years, but we always want to put together a schedule that's going to prepare us for success down the road. And that's one thing that, playing, you mentioned the CMAs, the Mishawakas, the Penns, the Elkharts, the St. Joe's, who the heck am I missing? All those programs that New Prairies, I shouldn't miss them. They went to semi-state last year. All those programs are A, bigger than us, and B, just quality football programs that we know if we want to make noise in October and November, we got to at least play to their level, if not exceed it, just to give us a chance.
And then we take a look after this season. Of course, you start off with Week 1 in Mishawaka. That'll be a great matchup. But at the end of this season, regardless of where you guys end up, what is the biggest thing that you want this group of guys to learn about, or what's the biggest takeaway you want them to have that may apply not just for if they take the next step for college football, but even just life beyond high school?
Yeah, I think no matter what comes at you, just keep moving forward. We started off 0-2 last year, and people were wondering, and we ended up, making a nice run. Year before that, whatever, we were 12-0 or 11-0 and got to semi-state. Year before that, a little bit more up and down. So, I want every team, particularly the seniors, to come away from that season understanding that, we hit adversity. There's no matter how good your season goes, there's always going to be adversity. And so how do we respond? And that's going to be those life lessons that you mentioned that those guys are going to take with them forever.
And that's Mike Davidson, the head coach of the Mishawaka Marian Knights. Coach, as always, great seeing you, and thank you for your time, and best of luck in the 2022 season.
Thank you very much.